Hey, in my last video I have sketched Rachel Maxey as part of my collaboration for Portraits of Costube, and this time I will sketch Snappy Dragon. So I'm happy you're here and let's go on. This time I closed the curtains so it was way easier to trace the outlines through the paper. And because I had already closed the curtains, I made the outlines for the portrait of Katie Bauer. And now the sunlight might come back in. The same as before, I started with the eyes and also went on to the nose and to the mouth. Still, I had the problem that the nose seemed too big because it was darker than the whole rest, so the attention really went to the nose, and I remade it often. At some point I decided to let it stay this way. Still, I wasn't pleased, but after I had made the face, the whole appearance was way better and the nose wasn't that dominant anymore. I actually love adding the shadows to the face. In the first place, it seems always to be too much, and then when I go in with the paper towel, it diffuses and gives these fine shadows. Sometimes it's like guessing how it would look like, and often I remove it, but I find it really interesting how, especially in looking back on it now, it's interesting how the sketching develops. As before, I'm adding the darker parts to the hair and afterwards the lighter parts, so there is some life in the hair, that it moves and each strand moves in the right direction. After I finished the head, I now went on to the blouse or shirtwaist and added all those shadows to the folds and pleats. And as always, at some point I jump back to the face and add some details. Always starting with the eyes. I don't know why, but the eyes always catch my attention and I somehow have to adjust something. And also I added some more darker spots to the folds so they get some more three-dimensionality. Finally, I added the arms and the skirt. For the arm, I was a little bit confused because it seemed so big in proportion to the head, but on the other hand, the perspective is slightly from below, so that the hands are or seem to be a little bit bigger. So in the end, it wasn't wrong, it's just a little bit strange. And finally, I sketched the skirt. And there also adding some details or darker spots where some folds are, and for the rest just distributing the graphite onto the paper. So yesterday I've sketched this portrait, but I'm not sure if I want to add some color. I stopped and procrastinated on it because I think it's a somewhat strong pose and I don't know if the color would take away of it, because here this is more or less, this is cute and I think the color adds to it, and I'm not sure if color would add to this. So what I think I would do now is I will go on and do the third portrait and afterwards rethink if I want to add some color or not. But for now I declare this as done and hope I will find a solution after I've made the third one. So let's do this. I decided not to add some color, so this is the final result. If you liked this video, please hit that subscribe or like button, and in the next video I will sketch Katie Bauer and then there will be a reveal of all 3 sketches. See you there!